I'm really digging the positive engagement that I got on my very first KoF fashion video, especially considering how long it was, but I wanted to follow up with something shorter and sweeter by exploring just a few character style evolutions. Hola, my name is X, and I like to experiment with fashion as well as talk about whatever the hell I want on social media whenever I feel like it. And in this video, we're gonna go round 2 with King of Fighters and explore just 5 character style evolutions that I personally think are the most interesting or give us some sort of exhibit of style range and flex. If you haven't seen my very first KoF video that I just recently uploaded, go ahead and check that video out. I got some feedback that some folks were interested in seeing more of the classic outfits. I mean, if they're not a favorite outfit of mine, they're not going to make my favorite list, but at least with this style evolution exploration exercise, we can perhaps take a look at some outfits that were potentially overlooked. That brings me into a quick video overview just to level set expectations as to what we're covering. We're going to take a look at the style evolutions of Billy, Iori, Benimaru, Robert, and Athena. Again, just because I felt like their style evolutions were a bit more interesting in some aspects of the series and give us some greater flex in style range beyond the other characters. And I'm just going to go character by character, giving a quick overview and then just assessing the quality of their style evolution, what I like and don't like. Let's start this off with Billy Kane. He is from the streets of England, if you couldn't tell. Definitely has that red, white, and blue situation going on. Apparently he comes from tough times and humble beginnings because Geese, another character, helped him and his sister in the past, which is why he's now a bodyguard to Geese and fiercely loyal to him. And so it's kind of interesting to see maybe a little bit of a rags to riches story in his case. When we look at his first appearance, it definitely makes sense with the overalls. I do like that they are belted overalls, but it is just a bit more of a simple laid back outfit. And it looks like KoF has been doing that brown boots, accessory, black gloves thing since the beginning, but I very much prefer his evolution. It's so much more interesting, the fact that with an open jacket, it breaks up the whole kind of coordinated set from being too flat. I think the boots are very statement. It almost gives a little Dragon Ball Z in a good way. And I think I like the white decorations on the shoulders of the jacket as well. Just helps coordinate and draw back to the bandana, which is a signature element in general. It looks like in a bit of an evolution, he gets a color variation, which I obviously love so much more than just the blue and the white. Black and gold, I've said this many times, is just so much more luxurious, and it easily elevates his style and outfit coordination multiple points up. In general, this game is weird because I hate how the characters are depicted, but this calls back to his original outfit in the worst way. The scarf is terrible, and there really are no extra decorative elements on the overalls to help it pop in the same way that his original outfit did. This is a terrible de-evolution. But he definitely circles back and redeems himself with the favorite outfit that I highlighted, which is in KoF 14. So much better. It's a great modern twist to, I think, the second version of his outfit. Again, loving the red tank under the blue for a nice pop. We're getting more black within the outfit outside of that color variation before, just with the pants and the shoes, which are great, still rugged, still casual, but coordinating very well with everything else. Which is why I felt like the latest version of his outfit in KoF 15 was a bit lackluster. Obviously very high class and polished and coordinates with Geese very well. That insight into him being a bodyguard for him makes so much more sense as to their coordinated style, kind of who he is as a character in his humble beginnings. The suit kind of loses that. Love the open chest and layering with the jacket and the shirt, but overall just kind of feels flat to compared to what we've seen before. We literally just had a redesign within the latest Fatal Fury game, and this outfit is definitely super fresh and an innovation upon his style trajectory. It does kind of go back to KoF 14 a little bit, mixed with the second version of his outfit. I like the boots, obviously. It just gives him so much more personality and gives him more of that modern twist, takes him a bit out of the classic and gives him something new. And what we lose in some of the pattern of the bandana and the scarf he had around his leg in KoF 14 is we get a nice striped shirt that I do still feel like embodies a bit of that English red, white, and blue vibe, but not too over the top. top and feels just so much more designer. Next we have Iori. He's one of those cool, edgy punk characters with some of that kind of darker side twist. His bloodline is connected to the Orochi power. So there's like these Orochi characters, so they have like an alternate version that looks a little more sinister. So he definitely gives off that energy. But outside of that, he does carry this kind of cool aura and demeanor. Great style, obviously Japanese street style. For the majority of this series, Iori carries his signature look. While not my overall favorite, I can't deny the incredible style elements within the outfit. Having a cropped black shirt over a longer white shirt for some great dimension and contrast is obviously chef's kiss, and against the red pants just to help them for their pop. I like how there's this piece of fabric that connects around the knees of the pants with these buckles that overall just helps the pants not feel too flat or too forgotten, especially with the dimensional play we have with the shirts up top. So I would say with an outfit like this, absolutely get your mileage out of it. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. And that just speaks to if you have a key signature look within your closet that feels the most you and obviously draws a lot of attention and gives you some good feedback, why do you need to really change it up? But I will say in this game, even though I don't like the majority of how the other characters are depicted, love a bit of a style evolution for him in the right direction. I think the white pants are an interesting choice, refreshing and a good contrast to the cropped jacket that we get up top with red collar and lapel, just for a little extra pop. And the belt play is good as well. Love that effortless, cool style. They really did go there in KoF 14 with him. So luxurious. That red leather jacket with the black fur around the collar is obviously high fashion with some gold elements to decorate in between. And the shirt looks like another black and white contrast with, which feels like a bit of a signature of his character at this point. And I'm loving the kind of bands or buckles around more of the cuff of the pant. Once again, prevents the pants from feeling too flat. And I definitely think a white shoe choice was good here, just to overall open up the outfit and help us coordinate our eyes between the top and the bottom. But like I said, there's just something so rich about his latest outfit. It almost just seems like a darker version of the KoF 14 outfit, since all the tones just feel so much more deep with no white involved. I just like the extra bit of body confidence we're getting here in the chest. I love the lazy belt. I feel like it just is a good callback to some of the elements he had in some of his original outfitting. And perhaps it's just that deeper, rich burgundy shade of red that feels almost so vampiric. It really helps his signature red pants pop, brings us full circle, but definitely keeps a strong style trajectory going. All right, let's talk Benimaru, because when I discovered that he's a model, it all makes so much more sense now. Effortlessly chic, sleek, high fashion style. Overall, his style resonates with me. I feel like his style is my personal taste and style. Plenty of body confidence, which I feel like is very progressive for a character that premiered in the time that King of Fighters did, and just so unapologetically flamboyant and graceful. So when we look at his premiere outfit, love it. The asymmetrical top is giving Jean-Pierre from JoJo. This one feels genuinely like it could have just been his outfit. So progressive, so body confident, but not too over the top, really just focusing on more of the chest and the shoulders, which I feel like is still masculine, but gives a good kind of flex in what men can wear. And especially when we think about models, you don't really need to do too much if you got the vibe and the aura. So one of the first evolutions of that also doesn't break the formula. If it's working, you don't need to get crazy. We're just getting a crop and a shirt that feels a little bit more clubby, which I feel like it's also kind of model. This is definitely an outfit I wish I could replicate. And I think we're also even getting a little bit more of a gold buckle in this shoe. So just a little extra touch and sprinkle of gold and body confidence to give us a taste of elevation that he could embody in the future. What I like about this next evolution is it kind of just picks up right where the last outfit left off, but we're just playing with color. And we see that across a lot of the different characters, is that the evolution can be as simple as a color change or just some sort of different nuance within one of the articles of clothing. Loving the color of the top, gold and black, classic luxurious combination. And even in this case where it feels a little more clubby and youthful, it still feels a bit more elevated. I'm glad in this version of the game they didn't get too crazy or butcher his depiction too much. Kept it classic, kept it cute, kept it high fashion. The KoF 14 outfit evolution, I do still think it keeps the trajectory strong. I do really love that gold shirt, and I love the body confidence that we're obviously getting in the chest. I don't see this character not giving us any body confidence, but I've been using the word clubby, and this feels very clubby. Like, this just feels like a club outfit, which again, not bad, but just based on the trajectory and some of the range of style that we were getting in, even modestly in the previous depictions, this one just feels like it's keeping it safe. Which is why I did choose the KoF 15 as my favorite look, because even though we're not getting any stomach or abs, which I would have really loved if we could have played in that arena, we're actually getting some cultural inspiration infused within his style, a new color introduced to the palette with the blue that is really hot and stands out really nicely, and we're getting some heeled boots. I don't think he's gone with this type of heel in any of the other outfits, which is also very fashion and very true to what a character like him would do. That brings us to Robert, and once I learned that he's a wealthy heir, I'm just like, oh, no wonder he's so sophisticated, so suave. It's also worth noting that he is a key member of the Art of Fighting team, which, as we know, was one of the key inputs for the overall KoF franchise and series. Even from his premiere look, we can just tell that Robert is hot. I just love the vest action that he gives us, and even though this first look is a bit more of a neutral color palette, it feels like the white pants are always just so refreshing and just gives so much more life to the tops and the shoes. And this sets such a good tone for his overall style. It doesn't really deviate too much more from this, setting a really good foundation for his identity and how he represents himself. Although I will say, and I don't think I caught this before, I almost feel like this next outfit is really close to the top fave for Robert. It's just more body confidence with a deep unbuttoning of this shirt almost all the way to the belt. Love that. And the shirt is just so great with the white collar and lapels, even with a little extra decoration, and the cuffs of the sleeves, which coordinates so beautifully with the white. I'm kind of glad that we didn't get a mix between black and brown accessories here. It's just so clean, crisp. So this next evolution is pretty much just the premiere outfit with longer sleeves. I also like the continuation of the white gloves in this case, and I think we are getting some slightly different shoes. We're not always getting a crazy variation in these evolutions, but it just speaks to his effortless style and the fact that we don't need to do too much to still give a fresh look for him. It's within the family of his style, but still feels new. I'm telling you, it's just the blue with the white collar that is so hot and fresh. Even though this one's buttoned up, it's still really cool, especially given that we're getting white sleeves in this case as well. Overall, just so interesting. I don't even know if it's white sleeves. It might just be a blue vest actually, which would be true to his style as well. Either way, a great evolution and innovation within his trajectory. Come through slay, like he is not missing with the serves. Once again, we're getting the level of body confidence that I want from him. Purple shirt, you already know that's killing it. And just some really interesting snazzy shoes, serving us only more of that suave that he's capable of. And the belt looks pretty statement as well. Just another great look in the movements that he has in this game. Once again, I'm glad this game didn't butcher anything and just kept his style looking great, original. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Which brings us to what I still believe is my favorite look. This might get some recency and high resolution bias, so I will own that. But what I think would have taken this look to the next level would be if we opened up the vest and gave that blue shirt some of those classic white decorations around the collar, around the cuffs. I feel like that's what's missing. We didn't have to really unbutton his shirt any further, even though I wouldn't have minded. And last but not least, that brings us to Athena, who is really who I made this video for anyway, because people said, could you at least take a look at Athena's full range of fashion evolution, because she kind of does get a new outfit every game. And that makes sense, right? Because she's a pop idol. She's part of the Psycho Soldier team, and she has a high sense of justice. I'm always a fan of a character with some level of duality, so just that pop celebrity mixed with that psychic warrior element. So interesting. When we look at her premiere outfit, this was a bit of a bias that I had against a few of the characters within the series. It does feel a little traditional martial arts fighter to an extent, but I do see the kind of pop girly elements within it, even for the 90s. So I have to give some credit. Her outfit evolutions, as seen with this next look, are very subtle. At least to start, this one is really just different because it's shorter sleeved, which does kind of give a bit more of a free, flowy vibe to her outfit. I do like the longer sleeves, to be honest. It just gives it a bit more of that formal pop girly stance and kind of status compared to this. This starts to lean a little bit more schoolgirl and traditional fighter costume. In this look, I feel like we're getting a bit more sass. Anytime we get some leg or just even a little bit more skin, we're getting more sass, but it's not done remotely in a trashy way. It's perfect for her character. It still feels like we're taking her in the right direction, and she isn't afraid to serve us a little bit of that pop in between the battles. This version definitely feels more schoolgirl, but it also feels more cute and sporty, just with, I think, the openness of the vest and the what looks like sneakerish type shoes with the socks. I love the black stockings because I've said this before. I feel like it easily elevates a look. It's kind of giving Sailor Mars in a lot of ways, to be honest, which I feel like she's super stylish. In this look, we're kind of reverting back to a bit more of a fighter typical costume, but I'm loving the asymmetry in terms of how it's fastened. So we're getting some buttons in addition to a belt, just for some extra styling and accessorizing. But it is giving us a good flex in range in how she could be depicted and what she could pull off, which I think is a win. Loving this version. This is, I think, almost one of my favorite versions of her overall style. We're getting some more body confidence with the shorts as well as a crop. It's almost kind of Leona's. It's in the style of Leona's classic outfit, but just more of that kind of sporty schoolgirl vibe. So it's kind of cool to see some variations in that style even across different characters. This is definitely one of my least favorite versions of her style, and I think is a de-evolution. I don't really know what's going on here, and in fact there's a version in Maximum Impact kind of that does this way better. It just feels so flat. I don't feel like the blue elements are honestly quite out of place, and I don't think they're complementing the overall outfit in a positive way. This outfit chooses to build upon that previous version, but in a slightly better way. I'm still not vibing with the red and the blue in the top. It just feels so not cohesive. Continuing with the boots that I don't feel like are contributing much to the overall look and outfit at all. This is where she's definitely within her martial arts fighter era, which there's nothing wrong with that. Now this outfit got it right. It brought in those blue and red elements in a way that kind of gives each color its own due focus. The blue was such a weird supplementary color, and now it has just more weight and just a bit more purpose. And love that the shoes aren't these annoying boots. It does make it feel, again, more kind of sporty, cool girl. This is much more of the playful arena that I think the past few looks could have explored into earlier. Some more body confidence with the crop, but also something that's sleeveless, which feels like, yeah, let's break her out of a bit more of that kind of conservative, cutesy style that she has. She's a pop girly, and she can definitely dabble within that kind of style and range. The boots are cute and only further add to the overall outfit and style. Not a fan of this one. We've obviously seen schoolgirl outfits before. It is a cute, body confident version. I feel like it echoes some format or structure of maybe a couple of the outfits we've gotten from her in the past, but this one just is so on the nose, nothing new, so blasé. And made to look even worse in this game. This game butchered and did so many characters dirty, it doesn't even make any sense. And I do want to hop over outside of this view for the Maximum Impact look, because like I said, it's kind of giving one of the other earlier versions, but so much better. We're just getting more color and design, so much more interesting and fun to look at. The boots are literally so much better. Just give us a coordinated boot to the overall top, like nothing that just feels so disconnected. This feels so much more cohesive. I was kind of digging the vibes of the KoF 14 version. It's still very schoolgirl, but there's some other kind of fun elements that kind of take us a little out of that, like the stockings, like the cute boots, but otherwise it is still pretty traditional schoolgirl. It might be a different color palette and there might be some cute decorative elements, but it's really not giving us anything new, especially for a more modern version of the game. Which is why I said the KoF 15 version is my favorite, because I feel like it takes notes from all of the different outfit variations that we had in the past for her and just gives us something that builds upon each of them in some sort of way. And honestly, the short haircut is really doing a lot for her here. She's almost giving magical girl, which doesn't feel out of the realm for a pop psychic girly. I will say that I would have liked to see maybe more of a statement belt, something else around the waist to kind of give a bit more drama or a bit more texture or dimension to the look. I happen to be feeling extra nice, so by request, we're going to take a quick look at Kyo's style evolution. Not a top favorite evolution in my opinion, but there is some differentiation in style that is worth taking a look at. I do like this schoolboy uniform. I mean, it's clean, it's safe, it's simple, and it's even a little sporty, more particularly in Shingo's case. But for Kyo, I like the gold elements. It just elevates it and makes it sharp, paired with what looks like a nice pair of white dress shoes as well. It's a safe enough look, so it makes sense that they kind of just stuck with this for a while. I would have liked maybe similar to Athena if there was some slight differentiation, but it's all good. I ultimately decided to take a look at this evolution because of this look specifically. It really is a refreshing change and honestly competes for the top Kyo look in my opinion. I like the stripes and just like the subtle design on the jacket and the shirt. It's enough to make what is otherwise a pretty standard, simple, semi-flat outfit of his feel a little more lively, and the white really just opens things up so much more than just like black or darker tones. Speaking of darker tones, this is actually the first color variation of his original uniform or outfit that I significantly prefer. It just, in concert with the white and the gold, it just feels so much more elevated, and as if it's not even a school uniform anymore, it's just a really strong, classy, fresh, coordinated set. So this outfit's similar, I feel, to the King of Fighters 15 look, but this is a nice change from what we were getting all up until this point. And there's like a little strap as well that kind of hangs for just a little extra dimensional play. Just gives us a little more distraction from a typical formatted outfit of his. Honestly, even though we get so much more detail and even kind of some texture with like the pockets and the decorations on the shirt, really doesn't feel like it's as cohesive with the other looks within his style evolution trajectory. It is cool and has a little more personality, but it just feels a little off-brand. But it's a decent look to kind of break us out of his typical format. But I mean, yeah, this just gives a much more rugged, effortless, cool vibe. A little bit of that bad boy edge, kind of UU vibe. I do think we could have had a bit more kind of gold or stronger statement hardware to give this a little more elevation, but I like where his evolution is going. And there you go, guys. That was a fun little exercise. I definitely got into it more as I went along, just as some of the latter characters gave us a little more to work with. Tell me, did that scratch your classic KoF character outfit itch? I certainly hope it did. And I think that there's room to do obviously more fighting game videos in general, but maybe even more KoF depending on what comes out and what the vibes are. Appreciate you for watching if you've made it all the way through, and until the next video, I'll talk to you later.